No trading for me today. Stuck at work, buying a few bits and pieces, seeing how the lads are getting on. Looking like the market could retrace. My opinion, the market's at beck and call with the war situation. Of course, there's peace talks. Not focused on any stocks or any data or anything like that, but I'm not trading as such. Might pick up something later on. I've been focusing for the last sort of quarter on the Nasdaq at tea time and picking up any obvious chart patterns. I did draw out a supply zone and we've bounced from that, so maybe that could turn to a sort of support level, but again, no trading, stuck at work. Hello, welcome. So in this video I'm going to give you a brief overview of how I mark my charts up and why. Okay, everyone probably flicks on the 5 minutes, the 3 minutes, the 1 minute, and they want to get in. Okay, a bit like now, 15,100, some sort of support, bounced off 15,1 here, and we're going to see another bounce. That sort of thing. Okay, or that sort of theme. However, what I've done here, as you can see, I've marked some supply zones. Okay, I don't know what you think about going back, months on end. However, we will touch base on that, but we'll go back in segments. Okay, so we will go intervals 1 hour. Okay, we can see this rally, and we can see that it's slightly gone past 15.2, only to respect this supply zone, which we're going to look at in more depth. Okay, doesn't really tell us a lot other than it's been rallying. Well, it's recovered here, but we'll use a larger time frame, so we'll zoom out. Okay, doing this on my phone, so I don't know if it's going to be overly great. 4 hours. Okay, we can see that V-shaped recovery. Okay, here I've got a supply zone. Okay, I know different people mark them up different in terms of wicks and body of candles, but as you can see here, okay, 2nd of February, so almost a month away, and lo and behold, we're here again, bounced off this here. Look, 20 trading days more or less. Okay, look, from there to there, and then from there. Is that coincidental? V-shaped recovery. Okay, the news has a lot of influence in the technicals, but this is why you sort of cross-referencing technicals with the news. Okay, notwithstanding the fact this has been a massive rally. Look, we've pumped 2,000 points. Okay, so really, how far are we going to go when there is still a war going on? Okay, so this is why you can sort of speculate, and this is why guys are looking at this on a larger time frame, seeing that yesterday it sort of ran out of steam to hit this supply level. Supply zone, sorry, or a resistance zone. They are different, but for now we'll just call it a supply zone. Okay, I mean, if you'd have shorted that there, I mean, not saying we would have placed an order block here or potentially, but there's a good amount of profit to be had there, 20% on a leveraged account. So anyway, so again, don't know how you feel about this, but we're going to go on a larger time frame again on the daily. What's going on here with this? I can't go on a larger time frame for whatever reason. Daily. Okay, so this was when I was on holiday and we were seeing this support and resistance, this mini range from drawings horizontal, from there to here. from here. What we are going to do is we're going to put them in the respective colours, okay? So this we're going to change to green. Yeah, because we did see some buy-in there. And here we're going to keep red, okay? For now, I'm focusing on this sell-off today. Not so much the demand zones, more the supply zones, okay? And then lo and behold, so this was our major supply zone. Bearing in mind we're halfway through here, of last week, a recovery. So how far is this going to continue, okay? This is why we need to use an amount of logic. We've had 2,000 point recovery for a V-shaped recovery from the 3rd of February. So we just know it's not really going to continue, okay? We might have some consolidation period here, and it could do, but again, you know, we're using technicals for now just to show this. And then I don't know how you feel about this, but supply zone again. This would be the next zone that I would be concerned about, okay? So we did get to sort of 15,100, 15,2, and we would have needed to have got to this zone here, which was 15,716, so another 500 points, okay? And whilst we're in there, look what we've got here at 15,220. We've got a supply zone of sorts, okay, where you'd expect some consolidation. Again, the news is sort of the main focus on where the price action is going. We would like to have seen, obviously, it fall into this zone here for some sellers to come in. I mean, I'm not saying an all-time recovery back up to 15.5, but you can kind of see on these technicals here, you know, the playing out the supply zones, that is, okay? So we'll delete this one because that one is a demand. So you can see, look, here, okay, that was in September, but this could be our next area of concern, okay? Here, September again, which did disrespect it, and it sold off again. It recovered from 14, 15, look, technicals, okay? So we've got to mark out these zones. And, okay, we don't need to be sat behind the screen all the time. Certainly if you're a swing trader, this is, I mean, this is a simplistic version, but this is these are areas of concern, okay? And we look back in terms of history, why these areas are of concern and of interest. We say concern because they're selling, okay? They're a supply zone. To me, it doesn't matter, you know. I'm in and out of the market every day. Here, I'd like to see it step up ever so slightly back to 15.2, hold that area. And obviously a next push, an obvious push, would be past this area here, 15,700-ish, hold that over to 16. However, should this pick up more speed, as we sort of anticipated this morning, we, I mean, what a nice swing trade that would have been. Could pick up some speed here. Obviously, we've got the support and resistance zones of the IG, what they give us. Sort of pivot point, we've broken that now. And it's looking somewhat bearish. And then you start looking over here and thinking, right, okay, yesterday, where did this sort of sell off to? You know, logically, we would like to draw another horizontal there of sorts, because this is where some buyers came in. A demand zone here. So we'll maybe reach here, okay, which is nicely in and around the supply zone that they gave us, IGs. So anywhere in between them two, I'd like it to hold, give us some sort of confirmation. And again, if it breaks there, you could follow it down. I'd probably manage it and wait for a dead cat bounce, and then if it broke that again, sort of check for that retest, and then you could pick that up once it's broken. That's what I would do. So if I was to trade this is what I would do. I'm not very good at doing these. Like it to sort of bounce there. I mean, this is what I'd maybe do. A little scalp. Yep. And then see, there's a little zone for a scalp, okay? And then see if it broke and retested here, and then followed it down. Again, I'm not very good on these drawings. Something like that. A bit of a dead cat bounce, which you could even trade that for a quick 50 points, 10, 20 points. See how far it went, and then again, be mindful that it could continue, because you're in pretty much a free fall area. We won't go too technical on the specific trade right now, but something like that, especially if it broke this, what I would consider a buying interest. You know, I don't think it's looking likely on this specific day, but that's something that we would possibly anticipate to happen. Give back some of its gains, and see, again, keep focused on that news. Stocks have taken a bit of a hit today, so it could be, notwithstanding the fact, you know, your round numbers, you start passing 15, K, you know, again, another free fall. So hope that's of interest. A little supply and demand video. So following on from remember this green line was just to represent some sort of support that we've tested a couple of times back in December, okay? So I'm just leaving that there green. This would be nice, obviously, if we had, hypothetically speaking, a reversal and a test back up to 15.5, and this was acting as a support zone, okay? Then we'd see these buyers from here to try and push up back to all-time highs. So the difference between sort of support and resistance, you know, is for me a range, i.e. here, and then here. That's our sort of range for support and resistance. But in terms of demand zone, we can clearly see that this is an area of interest, okay? Hence here. So logic would tell us now that we may well have a dead cat bounce or something here, as we mentioned earlier, okay? Maybe even a test of 15.1, a potential to pull back, okay? This being said, this sell-off from 15.250 could have been people liquidating positions. I mean, it's not overly massive, it's 200 points. Would we trade this? Typically not, unless it's a quick scalp, getting a few wicks off and possibly a test back to support 1. It depends, obviously, if you like scalping, You know, so you're supporting your resistance, giving you some sort of market structure and range, certainly in a rangy sort of market. And then if we're trending, we need to sort of identify where, you know, the last two or 3 days have been, i.e. now, and where's it likely to pull back. See, I don't mind trading these because at the end of the day, we trade one of two ways. If you're scalping, it's faster, more erratic money, opposed to swing trading, where it's great once you are aware of them demand areas, combined with the market sentiment, where the market could and likely go. However, we could get a retest here, and this support area of 040 really tested support, and then obviously we could see a nice return. And this is the beauty of trading. We don't need to be too fixated with hanging on to any sort of losses here. If we break 15.020, logic would tell us we'd be testing 15. Then we look back, okay, on the previous areas of, that's what I do anyway. I look back across here, and lo and behold, we've had a wick off from here, sold off to 15, and then we've had some buyers in around 010 here, this area here. Drawing oval. This area here is now acting as a demand zone. Okay, I know people go from the wicks and so on and so forth. But for me, I don't need to be overly accurate with that. It's just an area of interest that I've identified. Come back over here and see how we're developing. Back onto a smaller time frame. Anticipated that dead cat bounce, so you could have bought from there and scalped for 40 points. Obviously, people that are scalping typically have got larger accounts, in my opinion, or the compounding, because they can get in and out, place 2 or 3 trades a day, 1 trade a day, and they've done, and they can literally just pick them winners. So if I had have bought from 020 to 040, as we anticipated earlier, try to 060, 40 points, 4 grand. Yep, sorry, 8 grand. I wouldn't have held it on there. I'd have probably got 20 points. That's all I would have done. 4 grand. That's what typically I trade on the deck cab bounce. Now I don't mind them. You are anticipating that this is reached its maximum sort of level in terms of sell-off from here. Look, 020 didn't recover back from there, stepped down, as I call it, lost another 50 points. You know, we're struggling. I mean, you can almost draw a trend line within there and trade within there, or you can wait and pick up this dead cat bounce. So you've got all this to trade here. Drawings, channel, very roughly. What's going on here? That's horrendous, isn't it? You can't. So you could have almost scalped a little bit of that. 20 points at a time. But we're going to forget that for now. Or you could have let it run from 020 down to 100. Got you 100 points, which would have been a lovely trade. And then here, we're getting some indecision. Although we are seeing a small increase in terms of buyers. now we're going to see a sell-off and break support here. It's a tricky one. Not so much tricky, you know, this is where your patience comes in. So basically, we could have a little bit of a recovery and a bit of a fake pump, or this could be, you know, a consolidation, a resting zone on the support of what RG has provided. But you'd like to see an indication of a reversal rather than just an anticipation of a bounce from support. I'd like this area here to be met. So there we go. Again, typically you'd look at your larger time frames. You can just see it's wicked off here. So I'm kind of always anticipating the next move in terms of the next day. So we was anticipating a retracement from here. You know, from this here, we were anticipating this to come down, which it has done. If you're a swing trader, you'd have picked up on that. Wicked off 250, which again we marked up from the previous supply area. This is nicely wicked off 050. So for them scalpers, it might be in now. Don't fancy it myself. Although it's kind of in and around a support area of 040 as per the IG. And then here is our demand area. I think as we pointed out, that was our signal indication of more buyers not wanting to push down to 15 here. Yesterday on market open, just after market open, yep, to now. There she goes. It's an argument saying it's bounced off our demand area-ish. Just a little continuation from the previous video, really. I'm not going to waffle on and show you. This is the sort of setup, the dead cat bounce. Where is it going to go? And where's it likely to go tomorrow, based on what news has been out today? With a 200-point sell-off. How are we going to have another test of 04 bro? I'm not going to trade. I was fancied it for a bit of a short, even though it's bounced from our demand area here, which was there. Maybe just a retest to the lows of today. A few super scalpers out there. Actually, it looks. Yeah, well, that'll do us on that video, guys. I was just showing you a little bit more from the. In fact, I'm going to close this up. Ah, there she goes, look. That was aggressive, wasn't it? Wow. And these are trend lines. That was just a little. Yeah, it was always going to test there. As a scalper, you don't need much. If you'd have anticipated that little pullback there, which there's a matter of speculation with scalping, I agree. Obviously, for swing traders, like to see that test and retest and confirmation. It's not always as plain sailing as that. If you'd have entered here, you could have always cut it. If you'd have seen that it was trending upwards. Equally here, if you think it's going to bounce. That's what scalping can be like, should you be sort of aggressive in that way. Yeah, I'm going to wrap this up here, guys. I might do another video for market close.